the gag that gagged me is like, it's one thing that's Lindsay Lohan, it's another thing that's Jamie Lee Curtis, it's another thing that's on the set of a movie.
You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work. See how I look very presentable? The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. Be mindful of why they hired you. Here's your reality check, diva. What's the name you'd like me to make it out to?
It's definitely been very overwhelming. Nothing really prepares you for like something like this. And I feel like every day was like a new version of it had like started manifesting. Like one day it was just like the videos going viral. Then it was like them going to Instagram. Then it was like celebrities using it. And it was very overwhelming. I've never had an experience where something that I've done like online, like on my phone, is now in like real life. Like I'm in the airport and I'm hearing people like say Demure. They're not even talking to me. Like people are coming up to me, like taking pictures. And like, I took my last flight back when I was coming back to Chicago. There's like a group of young girls. We're all taking pictures. And like, there's older people, which I never really expected. Because I just feel like the way social media moves, you kind of see things hit in waves. And I feel like, for example, like my mom's, age group or like demographic, I feel like they are always kind of like the last ones to the trend. And she's like, my friends are saying very demure. And I was like, oh yeah, that's my daughter. And I'm like, diva, like she's at the medical offices. Oh my God. People are like, oh, I'm over this. Like I'm over this trend. And I mean, like, I just think that that's natural with anything that like comes super like viral or like that gets like a lot of attention or exposure. And I think also too, like when we think of like big viral moments, I think that a lot of us like think back to like the 2010s where like someone would go on like a talk show, like it would be everywhere, like it's on news outlets, it's like on the radio. And I feel like we haven't had something like that in a really long time when people are like, well, I'm over it. Like, again, I really do almost understand where they're coming from, but I think that like this trend has only been positive for the most part. Like, yeah, you're always gonna have people that are negative about anything, that just comes with anything. But I just feel like I see so many people like coming together over it and like really like, like loving what's going on. And also like everything that is going on, like not to say it's going to a good cause, but like it's furthering like my transition. Like it's only like benefiting like me and my family. It's able to change me and my family's life. And it's able for us to like, for the first time ever, be able to like have security and to like, like make better moves and like heal some of the trauma that came with like growing up poor, And I just think that if you keep that in mind, like what really do you have to say that's negative? Keep it demure, keep it mindful. Let's be mindful of how this works. I've wanted these surgeries for so long, but they've always felt so inaccessible to me that I didn't realize that I was going to have to like come to the fact that like these are my last few months like with this face, with how I look. These are the last few months where like my older brother's gonna have to work 2 jobs to like, like provide for my niece and nephew. This is gonna be the last time that like, my mom is gonna have to like over stress herself out and like worry about like, where my grandma's medication is gonna come from and how she's gonna get back and forth to like her, doctor's appointments. For the first time, we're gonna be able to like do like family activities and vacations. And it just feels like, it's so weird how like everything that's happening feels so grand, but it's providing things to us that like seem so basic to other people that we've just never had access to. We were a Puerto Rican family growing up in Humboldt Park, and we were always, just trying to make ends meet. And seeing just like how this is like manifesting and how it's turning into something that I never thought it was, I just feel like is changing my life completely. And it's in a way that like, I just feel like is in the most wild, like craziest way ever. Like it is so wild to me, but it's also just like, I don't know, like I really just like can't believe it. Like I can't believe like I'm finally gonna like be able to do this like with my transition. And I'm finally gonna be able to like find peace in the body that like I exist in. I feel like there's a few of them, but one of them that I really, really want to mention, especially because like I was a huge like Freaky Friday, Mean Girls, like Lindsay Lohan fan growing up.
Straight hair, very demure.
Wearing a seatbelt, very mindful.
the gag that gagged me is like, it's one thing that's Lindsay Lohan, it's another thing that's Jamie Lee Curtis, it's another thing that's on the set of a movie that like literally shaped me. Like I was that rocker girl in high school. Like I was always going to band stuff. And I remember like idolizing Lindsay Lohan and be like, when I'm a teenager, that's how I'm gonna look, and I'm gonna do the streaks, and I'm gonna be like rebellious. And I remember just watching that movie over and over and over again. And to think that the person who started this movie that I adored with, you know, another actress that I absolutely looked up to and adored, and they're on set, it just like really, really felt like a very like full circle moment. And like, it just felt like, I don't know, like Lindsay Lohan might know a crumb of who I am. That's crazy. The one that like really, really, really gagged me is like J-Lo's team like reaching out to me. Growing up a Puerto Rican family, like we always like looked up to J-Lo. Like she was our superstar. Like growing up, I remember thinking she was so beautiful and gorgeous. And like her having like such a positive moment with the Demure trend and people really like embracing her and just being like, you know what, that is our Jenny from the block. That is that orange dream. I feel like really was what surprised me, because like, I'm just happy to like see someone that like I've looked up to as a kid, just like have like a positive moment, just to like take a break and like breathe. I'm 100% again aware that I know that these viral moments don't last forever. And one of the things that like I really don't want to turn into is like in the next 3 months being like, oh no guys, it's obscure. Like trying to make another word happen when it's like, I think that what people really want from this journey is the journey. Like Demure was, you know, the Monopoly start one, you know what I mean? And then, you know, having so many people excited for my transition, that's kind of what I want my next viral moment to be, is documenting what happens after someone has this viral moment. What happens when you start running into these brand deals? What does it really look like for you to come from working at a grocery store and scraping by to see a success you never thought was possible? Because how often do we see something like this? So I was like growing up obsessed with reality TV, and I don't know if my parents want me to say this. I'm gonna say whatever. So there was this show when I was a teenager called like World's Strictest Parents or whatever, and I started applying for this show. But when you apply, you have to provide like examples, tell stories. And there was a lot of things on this application that my parents just did not know about. And they had to review and sign this application. When I tell you the cuss out that I received over basically writing down all my darkest secrets on a piece of paper, and I took that yelling because I said, we're going to Hollywood, like, let's go. No, but I really was just like, listen, I'll take the scream, I'll take the repercussions. Let me just be on TV. And then fast forward, like in my early 20s, I actually had applied to be on The Real World. That was always like, I always wanted to like be in media because I never saw people like me. You know, I'm Black, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm plus size, I'm transgender, and I never see people that look exactly like me on any kind of media. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can even go and look it up and you're not gonna see that many people that look like me. And I always just wanted to, you know, be that representation and to like, you know, also just like get crazy, get loud, you know what I mean? Like Jersey Shore, like I've always wanted to just like be an icon and like, you know, be like just like, you know, like have people just like love me for my reactions and how I am in real time rather than something that like I'm curating, you know what I mean? Ride with this. Take every opportunity. Take everything that comes your way. Soak in every moment. Everything that comes with this, look around. Take in every, you know, every scenery, everything. These kinds of moments don't last forever. And I think we all know that. And I think that it's important to live in the moment, make the most out of it that you can, plan ahead, and have fun. You know, nothing in life is permanent. And you're going to look back at this one day and just think it is just such a cool moment of your life and think about how special it is and think about how important this was for you. And I just think that it's like, you know, we always say that this person had their 15 minutes of fame, but those 15 minutes are yours. They're no one else's. Those are your 15 minutes. From 1 minute to 15, take it every single minute.